All right. So Logan was explaining to us how there are levels of spina bifida.
Correct.
Can you explain that to us?
Well, on your spine you have different levels, like your T levels, your L levels, your S levels. The further up where the birth defect forms, the further up the worst it is. So like, say it's way up high towards your neck, then you're going to have those nerves below that opening don't form, or some do. So you can have bigger issues. So the prayer would be that it would be lower, and then you wouldn't have as many. Logan's is L4, L5. So where his is, it affects bladder, bowel, partial feeling, waist to the knee, no feeling, knee down. Had it been lower, he might have had more control of his bladder, more control of his bowels. So the prayer would be wherever the spine is, wherever that opening is, you pray it's a lower level.
Okay. How many surgeries have you had?
I've had 33, 34.
And have they all been corrective surgeries, or?
They have, yes.
Okay.
They have all been related to the spina bifida. One I had was 15 hours, and that was a bladder and bowel reconstruction. But the others have just been, they have all been corrective surgeries. Like when I was born, my feet were completely clubbed and turned around. So I've had multiple surgeries on my ankles and my feet to try and correct that. And then I've had multiple surgeries on my bladder and bowels to try and maintain that as well. So.
And how long is the recovery period for each surgery?
It kind of just depends on the surgery. My longest one, which I said was the 15-hour one, that resulted in me being in the hospital for, I believe, about a month, maybe. But the other ones, for the most part, have just been either a quick outpatient one, and I've gone home the same day, or it's just about a few days in the hospital, and then my mom has been around it so much that the doctors can kind of just teach her what to look out for and what to do to speed up the recovery, but able to do it at home. So it all kind of just depends on what the procedure is.
How does spina bifida affect your daily life? But I mean, clearly it doesn't affect your ability to get around.
Right. Well, I mean, it definitely has its inhibitions, I believe.
Inhibitions?
Yes. But I try and just kind of adjust and figure it out as I go. Like at school, I am able to be in a regular classroom with like a regular desk and everything. I'm able to transfer out of my chair. And like I have a job and everything. The biggest thing for me is when I go to other people's homes is steps. But as you can see, I'm pretty mobile, so as long as I have someone there to help me, I can just kind of get out of my wheelchair and go up the steps as long as someone is carrying the chair behind me. But other than that, I just try and figure it out as I go. I don't really let it bug me that much.
What was it like raising a child with spina bifida?
It's definitely been challenging. I did not know that Logan had spina bifida before he was born. So the second he came out, it was kind of very overwhelming because you're faced with thinking you're having a healthy child, and then all of a sudden this child is being rushed to have surgery, and you're not understanding the whole picture of what's going on. But I definitely think that I couldn't love him more had he been healthy. Like, yeah, we've had challenges, but it's brought us closer. And it makes you appreciate things in life so much more than, you know, just taking things for granted because your kids can do all these things. And it makes you sit back. And he has overcome every challenge. When I would think that he couldn't do things, he would show me, oh, yes, I can do things. So I would say it was probably the biggest blessing I've ever had in my life as far as having something that you would fear and realizing it turns out to be the best thing that's ever happened to you. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, explain.
So basically, there are 2 rods that go down to the brake and gas pedal that are extended up here to this bar, and so to drive, I push down on the lever to accelerate or push forward to brake, and then while I'm doing that, I have this little gadget here to help me steer. So both hands are busy at the same time.
No texting and driving.
No texting and driving.
What extracurricular activities are you a part of?
I'm not very sportsy at all.
I wonder why.
I'm not really sure. So my 2 biggest extracurriculars are choir and theater. I've been doing musical theater since I was 8 years old. So, future plans?
Future plans. What are you planning on doing in the future, like your dreams and aspirations?
Yeah, I'm hopefully going to college to get my Bachelor of Arts in Acting, and then I'm gonna go for my Master's of Fine Arts in musical theater direction, so I can teach at the college level, and then eventually I'll end up going for my PhD in direction, so I can still be able to teach. You don't wanna see me dance. You can't even take the chance that it might reflect on you. They see me rolling, they hatin'.